Live, local, trusted. This is WKYT News.
Now on mid-morning, a deadly mass shooting in Lexington. Lucy Bryson is live with new details from police.
Plus, the man at the center of a high-profile murder case. The verdict returned in the killing of Officer Logan Medlock.
And a whooping cough outbreak is ramping up in Lexington. Health leaders are urging parents to get their child vaccinated for the new school year.
We start with a breaking news update. One person is dead and 5 others are hurt in what is now considered a mass shooting in Lexington.
This all happened just after midnight on National Avenue off Winchester Road. Lucy Bryson is live at the scene. Lucy, we've reached out to police multiple times this morning trying to get our viewers answers. What have they told you?
Well, Victor and Destiny, some of that information is very limited here, but we are going to work with us here. Of those 6 people that were shot this morning, 5 of those people are suffering injuries that are not life-threatening, and 1 person is dead. The coroner has released that person's name. His name was Antoine Clay. He was 31 years old, and he was found dead at UK Hospital this morning. This incident is now classified as a mass shooting. That is when 4 or more people, excluding the suspect, are injured or killed. This scene cleared at about 5 this morning, but police were originally called shortly after midnight. This is what this scene looked like then. You can see it on your screen right now. The last press release from police was at around 8 o'clock this morning. We've already given you the extent of the information that they gave us. We reached out to someone to see if someone could speak with us on camera, and they did deny our request for an interview. Now, we had another crew at UK Hospital this morning. That's where all victims were taken. There were a number of police and other unidentified people outside the emergency room. The area cleared a few hours after the initial shooting. Our crew approached them for more information, but we were asked to leave this morning from outside of the emergency room. Of course, things are still developing today, as this instance just happened just about 10 hours ago, or a little bit longer than that. So we're still kind of sifting through some of this information and waiting to hear back from police. Stay with us for the rest of the day and join me again on WKYT News at noon to hear more information. For now, live in Lexington, I'm Lucy Bryson, WKYT.
Lucy, thank you. And you can scan the QR code on your screen to download the WKYT News app. Turn on push notifications to get the latest breaking news sent right to your phone.
Let's get over to weather now. Temperatures feel pretty good out there to start your Friday, Jim.
Oh, it's fantastic. Temperatures sitting in the 70s, and the humidity's not quite as thick as it has been, and it's really going to fall into the weekend. Right now, what we have, you see these numbers? These might be all you see for a high tomorrow. We still have some warmth left. We're going to get through that. You can see 75 showing in Georgetown, 75 in Mount Sterling, 74 Jackson. So a very comfortable run of mid-morning out there for you. We look at our forecast breakdown. As that cold front goes through, it will maybe spark a stray shower, but for the most part, it's dry. On Saturday, we're getting that September-like feel. Sun, awesome temperature. Same thing again on Sunday. I mean, Sunday's slightly warmer. We go up a degree or 2 and get back into the low 80s area-wide, but still runs below average. Your normal high is 87 degrees. Humidity is usually pretty high this time of year. Not happening as we get into this weekend. I mean, it truly has the feels of fall all around it. I'll take a closer look at all of it coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. The man accused of killing a London police officer has been found guilty.
A jury found Casey Bird guilty of murdering Officer Logan Medlock. Bird admitted to drinking before getting behind the wheel that night in 2022 and crashing into Medlock's cruiser. Attorneys and the judge are meeting to discuss penalties.
A grand jury returned an indictment against a man accused of killing his father and uncle. Brandon Mullins is charged with 2 counts of murder, 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. Police say he shot and killed Dennis Mullins and his brother, Anthony Mullins, in May. He's currently being held in the Pulaski County Detention Center without bond.
A Garrett County man faces dozens of charges in an animal cruelty case. The sheriff's office found more than 80 dogs living in deplorable conditions in Dennis Kirkpatrick's home. Kirkpatrick is charged with 62 counts of animal cruelty and 1 count of torture of a dog. Deputies say the animals are now in the care of the Garrett County Animal Shelter. The shelter says it's closed to the public until further notice.
Charges against a fan who ran onto the Great American Ballpark during a game in June have been dropped. 19-year-old William Hendon ran onto the field during a Reds game and did a backflip before being tased by a Cincinnati police officer. Over the last couple of months, Hendon completed a diversion program that included community service. In court yesterday, he apologized for the incident, which happened during a Reds Guardians game.
I definitely did not mean any harm to the officer involved and was unaware of how close he was to me on the field. I want to apologize to him for putting him in an impossible situation and risking criticism to keep Reds fans safe.
The judge also expunged Hendon's record.
The federal government is giving Kentucky more money to help mothers and their children. More than $8 million is going to organizations funded by the Health Resources and Services Administration. It's part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. That money would provide in-home services to families all across the Commonwealth.
Really critical that we're laser focused on making sure that moms and pregnant women and new families get all the support that they need to be able to thrive.
During a roundtable discussion, Johnson also heard the stories of the women who could benefit from these funds.
Ahead of the new school year, local health departments are reminding parents to be sure that students are up to date on checkups and vaccinations. Kevin Hall with the Fayette County Health Department says there's continuing concern in Lexington about whooping cough. Right now, 57 cases of pertussis have been reported since April. Hall says that's higher than previous years.
So this is bad, it's very serious, but fortunately, that is something that is vaccine preventable. It's required. The pertussis vaccine or whooping cough, the vaccine is required for entry into schools in Kentucky, and the booster is required at age 11.
Hall's comments come from a taping for this weekend's Kentucky Newsmakers. Also on the program, a one-on-one interview with Governor Andy Beshear after he was considered for a national role. Kentucky Newsmakers airs Sunday morning at 10 on the CW Lexington and at 11:30 on WKYT, right after Face the Nation.
Students in several school districts are now in back-to-school mode.
Laurel County's school system started the first day of the new school year yesterday. Schools throughout the county had rallies to get students off their feet and ready to take on another year. With a new year comes new goals.
This year's slogan at London Elementary is all in, and that means when staff show up every day and students, we are all in, we are present. We're all in for our school, all in for our community, and all in for our students.
Well, Smith says one thing that helps them all out is that Laurel County schools are a team.
The first day of school is in the books for Jefferson County students, and this year all eyes were on the district's transportation plan. According to JCPS, all student bus riders were dropped off by 7 p.m. The district's chief of communications says by 6:48 there was just one bus left on the road with 4 siblings on board. Yesterday morning, some buses ran late due to traffic backups, but it marks an improvement from last year when the last bus rider wasn't dropped off until 10 p.m.
What are you worried about in there?
Finding my child. I gotta go though.
And after what you saw this morning, you're not taking any chances. You're waiting here outside the gates.
Yes, sir. I'm old school, but you gotta use this common sense.
When they talked to parents earlier this week, JCPS asked for patience these first few days of class.
A Lexington event is bringing the community together. Last night, city leaders, nonprofits, and community groups gathered at the Waypoint Center on East 5th Street for a block party. It's meant to serve as a neighborhood resource to support family financial success and stability. United Way of the Bluegrass says the block party was about fun and connecting with the community they will serve.
Informational event, just welcoming and introducing ourselves to the community. You know, quite a few folks have seen this building under renovation for the last 18 months. And now this is an official, we're here, we're open, and not only are we open for business, we want you to come in and inviting you on in to find out more about United Way and our Waypoint Centers.
There was also live entertainment and free food and even an ice cream truck.
Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman will be in Danville today. She's attending the grand opening for the Jenny Rogers Community Center. It'll have educational and recreational activities at little or no charge. Part of it will be used as an early childhood development center. The grand opening is at 1 on East Main Street. Coming up on WKYT Mid-Morning, nearly 24 street signs stolen.
Police need your help finding those thieves.